Don't even.
Just like your baby's daddies, all canceled. Ugly. Ooh. Ugly. But I got a man, bitch. Ugly. Hey, Ocho Cinco wanted me. Ocho Cinco wanted me. Girl, bye. I'm your favorite athlete's favorite athlete.
OG, are you obsessed with Chad or something? Because I married him. I lived with him. Is that what you want? Because you can have it. I'm good.
I got family. I got A+ credit. I got a mother. Ooh,
that no one wants. Evelyn screaming at me, pounding her totally normal. I'm calmly responding, and I'm aggressive.
Your will get all mother day.
Hey all, so something I wanted to address was the colorism and xenophobia regarding two Nigerian American reality TV stars. And if you are not aware, this relates to the long-standing tension between OG and Evelyn, along with the rest of the Basketball Wives cast, and Wendy and Karen, along with Ashley Darby on the Real Housewives of Potomac. So let's start off with OG. Her name is Ogum OG Shijindu. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. She joined Basketball Wives on season 7, and her presence alone has stirred up a lot of controversy. Of course, it's common that shade is thrown amongst the cast members of the show on a regular basis. But OG has been called ugly multiple times. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't usually hear castmates on reality TV shows flat out tell someone that they're ugly for shade purposes. If a castmate reads another castmate, it may be problematic as heck, but something about saying ugly caused some eyebrows to raise. There's a famous scene where OG and Evelyn are fighting because Evelyn called her ugly. Again, no reading involved, just ugly, and that was shown actually in the beginning of this video. And OG came with receipts where she proved that Evelyn's ex-husband, Chad, also known as Ocho Cinco, texted her back in 2011 when Evelyn was engaged to Chad at that time. OG also brought up how Evelyn wants to benefit from Black culture and how she culturally appropriates Blackness, but doesn't identify as Black. Evelyn responded to OG by saying that she was Afro-Latina, which is news to most people because she has denied her Black heritage before.
I'm 26. Right. Boyfriend? No. What about yourself? Well, I do deal with someone, but we could be BFFs. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. So you're fresh as I want more pictures. You look good.
Would you like to know that you're still DMing him?
He knows.
I think it's mighty funny that these ladies think that I would actually cheat on my man Kwame with Chad. The messages that I have are from Chad trying to get me, and the messages that I've presented are me saying we could be great friends, strictly platonic.
That's fake. That's fake. That's fake.
Evelyn?
Man to beat me up.
You
see me pull it up,
Ocho.
and they won't be
I had
deleted.
him, I married
Don't
him,
want
we
him.
were together.
That's the difference between me and you.
Did that.
Chad
Lost
wants to
my
be
wedding.
with a
Are you
Black
serious?
woman. You're
Are
not
you
Black.
serious?
You can gel your hair down as much as you want. You can say this and that.
Now we're doing this so she's not Black.
Don't talk about my daughter.
How the are we now having race wars?
Girl, come on now. Like we're not gonna do the race thing.
No comment.
I'm not really sure where she is coming from with the whole Evelyn wants to be Black thing. Like, what?
You're not Black.
Evelyn has come to Costa Rica with cornrows in her hair. I have sat at dinner tables hearing her use the N-word left and right, and it's disgusting.
I identify with being Afro-Latina, and guess what, bitch? I'm proud. So you can my
You want to be
And
Black.
you were born in
And
LA.
as many Black
And all
as you had in your
were born in
you
LA.
will
Girl,
never
bye.
be Black.
Girl, bye.
OG pulling a race con is a distraction, bitch.
Titties again. You can buy a butt again. This is
With your
genetic, bitch.
with your fake
genetic,
outfits.
bitch.
No matter how loud OG gets and wants to shake her little dirty little ass, I feel like my receipts spoke for themselves.
So many people believe, and me included, that OG being called ugly was based on OG's skin color, features, and the fact that she had confidence with this skin color and her features. And also, OG has a fit but muscular body tone. Let's not forget, and I probably didn't mention this in the beginning, OG is a football player. And something else that relates to the anti-Blackness of the conversation is the fact that she is seen as an other amongst the castmates due to the fact that OG is a Nigerian-born woman. She is unambiguously African appearing, which also ties into featureism. Are there other dark-skinned women on the show? Yes, but they benefit from featureism and embody conventional beauty standards, which some people identify as falling into the lines of desirability politics. One of the cast members, Kristen, is a dark-skinned woman, but she is very petite with a small nose, looser textured hair, so you get the picture. And the prototype of a basketball wife is usually someone that a black basketball player, a black basketball male player, puts up on a pedestal and wifes up. And this is usually seen as their trophy wife, and they may have, so the basketball players may have children with dark-skinned black women from prior relationships, but when they hold high positions, they tend to partner up with a certain type of woman. This is usually a racially ambiguous woman or a very light-skinned black woman or even a white woman or non-black woman. And in fact, this refers to most powerful black men. And this is done for power purposes. I'm not going to get too deep into the politics of this because we'd be here all day, all night, but just know that this is a very common pattern amongst powerful black men, and specifically these basketball players and the whole logistics and system that they work amongst. So someone like OG is seen as ugly to the women on the show, the husbands of the wives, and mainstream society that usually upholds white, Eurocentric, patriarchal beauty standards. She is an outsider based on her skin color, her ethnicity, her body size, her features, etc. Evelyn went as far as using a monkey gif on Instagram in response to the colorism controversy. And if you're not aware of the deep-rooted history of black people being compared to apes, please look that up. Another adjective that was used throughout the show to describe OG was the word aggressive. And we will see this term used again when we discuss Wendy from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Online, Evelyn denied that the monkey emoji had anything to do with OG's appearance and also denied that she was perpetuating the aggressive, angry black woman trope when categorizing OG. And then she used the fact that she was Afro-Latina again. And this is something she has denied on Twitter, like I stated before. And this is a whole other problem where racially ambiguous women like to use the term Afro-Latina when it benefits them while erasing unambiguous Black Latinx folks from the narrative. But that's a whole other story. On the reunion show, there were more accusations of OG being aggressive, and OG was kept in another room away from her castmates due to the aggressiveness that they felt she exhibited throughout season 5, even though Evelyn has had a history of being very violent. Oh, and Kristen, the smaller, more conventionally attractive dark-skinned black woman, stated that she doesn't see colorism. She stated, "Being a dark brown-skinned woman, I don't know what she's talking about." Kristen couldn't even say that she was black, but we'll go on with that. She went on by saying, "I've never witnessed the things that she said, and I can't stand by for her to use something so important to her advantage." Kristen benefits from featureism and relatively conventional beauty standards, so she's not going to have the same experience as OG. So now on season 8, Evelyn is playing the victim. But don't worry, the show has dropped in ratings, so Karma is that girl. Thanks, Karma. And this brings me to the Real Housewives of Potomac. Wendy Osefo is the newest cast member on the last season of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I believe this was season 5. She's very accomplished with multiple degrees. She's a professor at Johns Hopkins University, a political commentator on MSNBC. She's also an analyst. She is a mother to 3 children and is proud of her Nigerian Igbo heritage. The August 30th episode featuring Monique Samuel's birthday getaway at the lake house with all of the cast members brought Ashley Darby and Wendy Osefo to a verbal confrontation. Ashley brought her newborn on the trip, and Wendy was upset that she was not provided with the same option to bring her newborn on the trip as well. Wendy had pumped milk for 4 days so she could leave her newborn at home. The housewives defended Ashley from Wendy's angry reaction, even though Wendy apologized for her delivery the next day. The argument sparked fan reactions on Twitter, calling out the housewives for labeling Wendy as aggressive and hostile, when all of them have in the past spoken the same manner as Wendy and were never called out for their behavior, especially Ashley Darby, who is a light-skinned biracial black woman. Wendy retweeted a comment from a fan the night the episode aired, which said, "Let's not do the thing where we call the dark-skinned girl aggressive, even though she's using the same energy, tone, mannerism, body language that all of the light-skinned girls at the table have at some point used." Wendy also brought up the aggressive comments at the reunion and stated that this characterization was a form of colorism. After she made this comment, she was gaslit by several members of the show. One of those members included Monique Samuels. But again, going back to what I said about Kristen from Basketball Wives, Monique benefits from featureism, and she falls along the lines of being desirable under desirability politics, smaller body frame, slimmer, and conventionally attractive facial features as a dark-skinned black woman. Therefore, she receives different treatment. Additionally, throughout the season, Karen had been strangely standoffish to Wendy. She mentioned during one of the episodes of season 5 that she was not impressed with her when she met her. I believe Karen and Wendy were on a committee together, and that's why she's been the way she has been throughout season 5 towards Wendy. During part 1 of the Real Housewives of Potomac season 5 reunion, Giselle claimed that during the trip to Monique Samuel's lake house, Karen expressed that she wasn't fond of Wendy. Giselle stated the following, "Karen, in Newburgh, you pulled me to the side and you said to me, 'Giselle, I don't like Wendy. Wendy does not fit this show.'" Karen stated that that was a lie and clarified by saying, "I said I'm having challenges connecting with Wendy and that's it." However, during December 13th's episode of Bravo's chat room, Giselle claimed that Karen made other comments about Wendy joining the Real Housewives of Potomac. Karen said, "You know, we have the most beautiful Housewives franchise." That's what Karen says, Giselle alleged. "And Wendy does not fit. Wendy is not pretty enough to be in our group." The reason I believe this is not only colorism is because Karen is fine with Monique, and she's fine with Candace being in the group. She's also was fine with Charisse, who is also a dark-skinned black woman. So all these 3 women are dark-skinned black women. And in my opinion, Charisse does not benefit from featureism or fall along the lines of benefiting from desirability politics. Wendy is a tall, thicker, smart, assertive black woman, and she is also Nigerian American. So in conclusion, this video is not about personal beauty standards. Personally, I find OG and Wendy to be absolutely stunning. However, beauty as a social capital is not the same, and we have to be mindful of the system that usually affects black women the hardest, and more specifically, dark-skinned black women that do not fall into the preferred desirability spectrum, which is usually based on conventional beauty standards that fit into European beauty standards. Black women have to work twice as hard to fit into the capital of beauty, and the further you are from this, dark skin, features, hair texture, etc., the harder it is to fit into these standards and this capital. Most people have discussed colorism and sub-isms, such as featureism, texturism, etc. But something else that these 2 women have gone through on these shows is xenophobia, and mainly because these 2 women come from Nigeria, and to me, this xenophobia relates to some of the members' issues with the blackness of their lineage. Like I said, the othering that these women are seen as relates to them coming from an ethnically black African country that is not seen as exotic by the basketball wives community or Karen's world. That's why Karen said she didn't think she was pretty enough to be part of the group, because not only is she dark-skinned, she's African. This is also why OG's one-line diss was that she was ugly. And yes, people have different ideas of beauty, but definitely ask yourself why you think these women are unattractive. If your answer has to do with their features not being to your liking, it's most likely because you are comparing them to European beauty standards / conventional attractiveness. And their Africanness, dark skin, and features are deemed as unattractive because they fall outside of European beauty standards. I hope these women receive more support. I'm glad OG is living her life and loving herself. Wendy is also doing her thing, so I'm proud of them, because this is not an easy road to navigate. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the situation? Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you for watching. Bye!